All the angles this morning. We're going to start with the latest on the Trump campaign, and Rachel Scott is tracking it from North Carolina. Good morning, Rachel.
Michael, good morning to you. John Kelly was one of Donald Trump's closest advisors, his longest-serving chief of staff. And this morning, with just days to go until this election, he is now painting a picture of a former president and Republican nominee who has no regard for the Constitution or rule of law, warning that he would rule as a dictator if he could. More than 19 million Americans have already cast their ballots, participating in early voting. John Kelly insists he is not trying to tell people how to vote, but he is asking this country to consider character over policy, George.
And that all comes from someone who served former President Trump. We're also learning, we have new reporting on who Trump is considering for a second term if he wins.
Yes, George, this is exclusive reporting from our teams here at ABC News. Sources telling us that Judge Aileen Cannon, the federal judge who dismissed the case against the former president for his alleged mishandling of classified documents, is now being considered for the position of Attorney General should Donald Trump win the White House. We are told this is all part of a list put together by one of Donald Trump's closest advisors, Boris Epshteyn. We are also learning that other transition documents also include several other controversial options, including Jeffrey Clark, someone who has pleaded not guilty after being indicted to Georgia for his alleged handling and participation in trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election. George, we have reached out to the Trump campaign for comment. They have not gotten back to us, George.
Right, and of course, Judge Cannon has received so much criticism from others in the legal community over those decisions in the Trump cases. Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Robin? And Rachel Scott is in North Carolina. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you again. And you said it, these claims are truly extraordinary. All of it coming from one of Donald Trump's former closest advisors, his longest-serving chief of staff, painting a picture of a Republican nominee and a former president who has no regard for rule of law or the Constitution. More than 19 million people have already voted early in this election so far. John Kelly says he's not trying to tell people who they should vote for, but he is asking Americans to put character over policy, Robin.
All right, Rachel, thanks to you. And now we're going to go to the